Huh? Okay, but I cannot see it. So, why it went? Okay, this is fit. That's fine. You're okay? Just 1 minute. Huh? Because I don't see. Do I need to see? Maybe not. Okay. Right. So what exactly? I opted because who were there, they actually logged in here now. Okay. So what exactly we are trying to do here? So we wanted to see what exactly we will take ourselves to. Because if you remember, we started this whole series with Anya Bhilashita Shunya. Right? Everybody remember that? What exactly is that? Definition of devotional service. Anybody remembers? What is the definition? Okay, and doing all favorable things for, with desire to please Krishna and Krishna only. Right? Not our desires. Krishna's desires. And Krishna is what? Is he alone? Only Krishna, not his devotees? Yeah, so whatever is connected with Krishna, that we are doing. Right? Then we went on time management last time to understand where exactly the time should go. Right? So that will help us to capture whatever resources we have, because one of the important resource in our life is time, right? So it is very important. I think few of you asked me to send the presentation. Sorry, I didn't send yet. I will send the presentation. Now next step, I was thinking that now we know what is devotional service. Now we know how to handle time. Now both things we should use to align our life, because that is very important, right? We take this as a to do. In the to do list we have it, but then what should we do? We don't have that clarity. So let's see. Let's start with the first slide. So everybody remembers this matrix? Yeah, what is this matrix? The time management matrix. So you have one axis important and not important, other axis urgent, not urgent, and then quadrants, right? So what are the quadrants? One is urgent and important quadrants. You have to do it. You don't have anything to think, because you have to do. Those are urgent as well as important. Right? The second quadrant, you have important but not urgent. So you can plan, because it's important but it's not urgent, you don't have to do now. So what you can do? You have to plan it. Then third one is urgent but not important. What you should do? You should negotiate, because it's not urgent. Also, it's urgent but it's not important. So if it is not important, somebody else can do. Right? So you can delegate it, or you can negotiate it, because it's not important. Do I really need to do it? And then not urgent, not important. What should you do? Right? So, but we need to understand which are the things what we are doing, where it is. Right? Urgent and not important. Somebody calls you. You are doing chanting. Somebody calls you. They have something immediately to tell you. It is urgent for them. It is urgent, but it may not be important for you. I may have a slide. Let's see. No, I don't have that slide. So which has examples of different. So it is in the previous presentation. There are examples of different types of activities in each quadrant. Yeah. So some things which are urgent but which are not important. So one example I gave, somebody calls you, right? You can talk and you can stop. You don't have to spend 1 hour talking, because that, if it is urgent, then you have to just listen and then you can continue your job. Right? Somebody thinks that you have to do some things, right? But you know that is not important. From their perspective, it is important. Right? They may think it is important, but you should use your own judgment. Right? Because if it is really important, then it will not come in that quadrant. So it will go in the top quadrant. Urgent and important. Okay? So we are okay with here? Yes. Yeah, we may need to log in again then, because he dropped it, I think. Ajay Govind Prabhu was on the call. I thought he reached home. He just disconnected. So, yeah, sorry. Go ahead, Prabhu. Yeah, we have to decide. Because we are actually aligning our life. We have to decide. So, last time I mentioned, sometimes it is not clear for us. So, what we should do? So, we here present, we are very fortunate, we have a Sangha. So, we can reach out to senior devotees to understand, okay, I am not able to decide this. Is this urgent? Is this important? Right? In normal circumstances, you will reach out to, parents, friends. You will reach out to, books. You will reach out to. So here we have senior devotees. We have gurus. We have, swamis. We can do that. Yeah. Is that okay? So this is actually what exactly each quadrant is doing. Each quadrant, the green one you can see, it is telling if we are in one of this quadrant, where we are actually, what we are, right? So if we are the first quadrant, so always stress and anxiety, burnout, mediocre performance, right? So it's like procrastinator, right? Second quadrant is prioritizer. So he plans everything, he controls, he is a high performer, he or she is a high performer. Urgent and not important. If somebody is doing urgent and not important thing, basically what he is doing, he or she is not thinking, is just doing that work, so it is like a yes man. And not important, not urgent, not important. If somebody is in that quadrant, is basically slacker, because they are not able to decide what is important, what is not important, right? So where we should be? Quarter 2, the prioritizer. Why we have to be there? Because that is the quadrant where you can plan your life. Right? Everybody agrees? Now what we should have in that quadrant? We have so many activities. What we should have in that quadrant? Sorry? Yes, big stones, so you can plan. Yeah, but the biggest stone, what Mataji mentioned, is chanting. So what we should have there is chanting. Right? Everybody agrees on this? Right? So let's see. This is what actually this is telling. So first thing is we need to find out things. For aligning, you have to take inventory of your life. Right? And everybody of us is aware what is important in our life. Most important thing in our life is what? Devotional service. So that is what I have mentioned here. Right? Everybody agrees? Anybody disagrees? Anybody thinks something else? Right? There are more questions coming. Yeah? Yeah, I am asking most important. Right? Yes. Yes. That's correct. But in that, most important is what? In that, most important is what? If you prioritize, if you give same bag, in that bag, I told you, just pick up something. Okay. Then you have to prioritize among that. Correct. That is correct. But here, no, here it is not saying that don't do your duties, right? Most important thing in your life, if you are aligning, right? If you are aligning your life, first you have to align.
There is a choice that your duties or devotional service. What should we pick first? No matter even if they want to pick devotional service, but the duties are ahead.
Right.
What will we pick?
If you are aligning your life, you should pick devotional service and you should align your duties towards devotional service. If you are not taking care of your kids, then you will not be able to do devotional service. You will not be able to chant also. That is also I am going to mention. Right? What we are trying to do, we are trying to plan our life. If we are taking care of duties, yes, because that is in quadrant 1, which is urgent and important, then we have to do it. But what I am saying is, what you have in front of you, you have to do it. But why not we spend time in aligning, which is in quadrant 2, in plan, so that there is less and less things in quadrant 1. Everybody agrees that? You don't have to say yes directly. Because I want more interactive. Okay. Any questions we have? Because this is what I wanted to do in this class. Okay. Even if you don't complete, but I wanted to make sure that we are in sync with what exactly is our goal, what exactly is our aim. And next, how to proceed. Right? So in devotional service, what is most important? Chanting, I have mentioned here. Everybody agrees that. So here, I have another thing. Okay. So what will happen? Those questions, that is what we were discussing just before. Those questions, can I have answers? Two types. One is either no, chanting is not the most important, devotional service is not most important. Right? So in that category, what we have? Somebody will say, don't know. Anybody here like that? Who says, no, I don't know whether chanting is important or no. Somebody will directly say, disagree, that, oh no, there is something more important than chanting. Right? Then not sure, somebody say maybe, even maybe I put as a no, because if you are maybe category, then you are on the threshold. Right? Somebody say, oh, I think maybe chanting is there, or somewhat I am, agreeing with you that chanting is there. So anybody has any doubts in this? Okay. We can open it, you open up, we don't have to be, sitting there. Okay. So I have few slides which will give more importance and which will tell what exactly, if somebody is in that one of that category, then what exactly will give us.
Only yes means that we have realized it, or yes means that we are just
We agree. We agree. Yeah, basically it's agree and disagree. So yes means yes, we agree, previous slide. So if there is no, then I am giving some scriptural evidences, right? There are many. I just picked up one. This is in Chaitanya Charitamrita, right? Where Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya asked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what is most important in devotional service? He directly asked this question. So, everybody knows who is Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya? No? So, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, half of his life, he spent in Jagannath Puri. So, Jagannath Puri, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was the temple authority of Jagannath Puri. And first time when Mahaprabhu went to Jagannath temple, as soon as he saw Jagannath, he fell down unconscious. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was there, he picked up and took him in his home. That time he was thinking, because he was Mayavadi, he was thinking that this is just some young sannyasi who is very emotional. In emotion, he is actually doing all the activities. He was not caring. So he said, you came at the right place I will teach you what is real and what is unreal. And he gave few days, I think 1 week or 2 week, complete Vedanta Sutra through Mayavad philosophy. Mahaprabhu didn't ask any questions. He was just listening and listening. Okay? And then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya wasn't sure that, whether he is understanding, not understanding. So he becomes little irritated and he basically says that you didn't ask whether you are understanding or not understanding. Then Mahaprabhu actually started explaining him everything. And that whole episode actually changes Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and makes him a devotee. So during that discussion or during that stay, Mahaprabhu said that, this is very famous verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita, what it says, Hare Nama Kevalam, Kalayva Nasteva Gatir Anyatha. So anybody wants to repeat? Hare Nama Kevalam, Kalayva Nasteva. 3 times he says, Nasteva, Gatir Anyatha. There is no other. He says 3 times, there is no other way than taking Krishna's name. So he said, in this age of Kali, there is no other means of self-realization than chanting the holy name of Lord Hari. Okay? Yeah. Yeah, impersonalism is fine. Impersonal, yeah, there are.
How can he serve a deity?
Yeah, they do deity worship. Yeah, they do worship. Yeah, they follow philosophy where greater than this is something, and sometimes the light comes and takes this form. That is what they think. Yeah, that's correct.
They don't relate the deity
To the person, because they don't feel that there is a person.
That is why
Yeah, so what they feel, there is a light, and the light can take any form.
and they can worship any form, right?
Yeah, that is what they do, right? So Jagannath is one of that form, that is what they consider. And what happens, Puri, that the king that time, right? King Prataprudra was there. They assign who will take care, and he was the topmost Pandit that time. So that's the reason he was having that special, special status of doing that. Yeah, different understanding of the Veda. There are different understanding of it. Yeah. Because it's so vast, right? There are many people who can write many things about that. Okay, is it clear? Okay. Now, Prabhupada, what Prabhupada is saying. So this is from our Japa workshop. I have taken few quotes. So Prabhupada is saying your beads are your connection to Krishna. Because he is saying chanting is so important. It's your connection to Krishna. Your beads are your ticket back to Godhead. Okay. This chanting is the essence of our philosophy. Always Prabhupada is emphasizing that. Mahatma Prabhu also mentioned multiple times that Prabhupada always talked about 4 regulatory principle and chanting. Most of the time he talked that only. All his purport, all his lectures, he was just repeating that in different ways. He was explaining and then coming to the same conclusion. Right? Then His Holiness Sachinandan Swami quotes, Prabhupada is saying that 90% of our advancement is dependent on chanting. So chanting is so important. Right? Then Rupa Goswami also mentioned about this, that 5 main services in that chanting, taking Lord's name was most important. He has mentioned. Now we have chanting is the most important of the 9 devotional Navavidha Bhakti processes. Chanting is the pole that supports the other processes of Bhakti. We practically saw whatever we discussed till now, we always mentioned that why we are doing this devotional service, because eventually it should help chanting. It shouldn't replace chanting. So we have to be very careful. There we have to align properly. We should think what it is done. Right? Okay. Now more interaction I need from everybody. Okay. Now if everybody agree, yes, then what we are doing now? First let me ask again that question. Right? Does anybody think, and be open, there is some doubt also in this category, right? No category. I don't know, maybe, I am not sure. Even that also we should discuss. Correct. Correct. What is most important in our life? Devotional service. What is most important in our devotional service? Chanting. In that, whether do we agree? We don't agree. That is what I am trying to. Anybody want to discuss or any doubts? It's not necessary you have to be no, but if not, then everybody has to participate in yes. Yeah? Yes.
So, during this workshop, we learned that the importance of chanting would be real japa only if you chant from the heart, feeling.
Correct.
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 Uttering the names of Krishna in the mind of Krishna.
Correct. So it is not chanting, basically. Yeah.
We learned that, but we also learned that by the process of chanting, we actually purify ourselves and our feelings, our heart will become pure, more attractive. So I'm a little confused now. It's like A is causing B and B is causing A. Like that, right? In order to chant properly, we must have correct feeling in our heart, pure feeling. And by chanting, we get pure.
Correct. And he said, he actually, Mahatma Prabhu discussed this. He said, there is this circle. So, yeah. So how you are going to take care of that circle or break that circle? Anybody remember? Right. He explained that. Yeah, bridge case. So what was that connection, that toll? What was the toll? Effort. So effort is what will give you. So what you need to do? You need to just put effort. This is a process, right? From your side, we are not doing cleaning. The chanting is doing cleaning. Right? We are not doing chanting. The cleaning is doing chanting. What we have to do? We have to put effort. That is what he explained. So you understood?
The concentration sometimes.
So you are thinking about chanting, whether I am doing chanting good or no, but that is disturbing us, right, while chanting. Right. Right. So, where is the question of mind? Correct. Chant here. No, chant and here. Where is the question of mind? Right, with our mind we shouldn't think anything. Correct. Yeah, but
But if we don't take care of this, I don't know that it becomes like mechanical kind of chanting. But
right.
from first phase, you have to chant and yes,
So that is the we will go over, but that is the initial stage, right? That is what I'm saying. That is the first thing. If we can do that, then you will get other benefit. Yeah. Only doing that, only following that instruction also will take us. We don't have to worry connection. Automatically connection will happen. That that is correct, because the Naam itself will do that for us. We don't have to think specially. Before, yes, before. While chanting, nobody told you. Yes. Why we are doing that? That is what I told, that we will be covering little bit on that.
Analyze, maybe record our chanting and then analyze after chanting. Don't
Analyze.
why
While chanting, yeah. Actually, right. Sachinandan Maharaj mentioned in one of his lecture. Right. It depends on personality to personality. Yeah. Right. Yeah, it depends on personality to personality. Yeah, because some personalities may just write then and don't forget. Some personality don't want to disturb, they want to shut the mind. Some personalities, yes, that helps many times. Yeah? If you can shut, you can shut down. No, it comes from heart. Yeah. No, it depends on the personality. That is what I said, right? It depends. What I do, right? It depends on that idea, whether it will help me, that idea. I very rarely wrote that, because sometimes some ideas come, right? Just come from heart. And I never might have thought about that idea. So I don't want to lose that, right? Which will help me in devotional service. So those ideas, I immediately write it down. But very rarely I do. I try to shut my mind. No, that is what I'm saying. Yeah. It is on person. It is on person. There is no. Correct. There are some personalities. No, there is no. Right. Yeah, I'll just complete this and then ask your question. So yeah, actually there is a very good idea, because one is Sachinandan Maharaj mentioned in one of his lecture. He has very good lecture. That is also I wanted to suggest. What are the tools we wanted to use. There are many lectures by Swamis, especially Sachinandan Swami. Mahatma Prabhu's lectures are also there. Japa workshops. You listen that. Amazing things you will see there. Right? One of the idea he has mentioned, you write in the bold Hare Krishna. Right? When you are chanting, you are just thinking Hare Krishna, Hare. So like that you start, because you are just thinking of that letters. Those, eyes are also engaged in that. And you are just thinking slowly. Then you start building up your speed. Yeah. So there are some tips like that you can use. Right? Yes, Mata, you wanted to ask something.
I keep thinking of problems during other times, sometimes. And when I'm chanting, I suddenly get some solution about it. And after chanting, I forget about it. I don't know whether tried it that time. I stopped and can I still write it?
Yeah, you can, but it depends on you whether only writing will stop you and you can concentrate on chanting. You should do it. But writing will open another door, then you shouldn't do it. I personally, personality what I have, I try to stop myself because I write, then I may go to multiple levels going. One more thing I just want, and make sure, Mataji, that believe in Krishna. If that solution is not important, right, he will make sure you will not remember it. So if it is important, then he will make sure that after chanting also you will remember. So don't worry if you forget. You think that Krishna don't want me to this solution. Right? Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, 1 minute.
Chanting while writing, it's like we are concentrating on like which direction
Right.
that is not like writing.
Yeah, there is no yes and no answer because everybody are grihasthas here, right? So there are many challenges, but that shouldn't be our habit. That shouldn't be our aim. If we align, because then what happens that is in your urgent and important part because you have to complete this. Right? 1 minute. Yeah, 1 minute. I'll just that important. So I am not it is not recommended. Let me put it in this way. You should try very hard not to do that. But sometimes everybody has so many challenges, right? It shouldn't be a regular thing. Right? You should feel bad. Oh no, I have to do in the car now. Oh no, I did in the car now.
Sometimes like our mind is like how much thought is about to come.
Right.
How much time is left.
Extra chanting you can do like that, but not the main chant. Right? So,
When I started chanting, very wonderful ideas came only at the time of chanting. And then at that time I thought, oh, I think Krishna is telling me. I should sing. Now later on I got to know Krishna tells many things by chanting only.
true. Okay, Raj Prabhu, you wanted to say something?
No, I think so that's what I'm saying. Like people make a habit chanting, not like a house that you have to chant, but even after that, something to chant while driving, while as long as you don't want to keep your mind thinking about something rather engaging with it.
Right. So, correct. That is what I read. But this particular example, very good example related to this slide. So, then we are there in the middle. Then we are in the middle. That my life is going on. Yes, I have half an hour or 1 hour, half an hour going back, half an hour coming back. So, I can complete my about eight rounds. Then we are there. Life is moving as is. Right? We know it is priority. Right? Most of us have kids here. Right? What you will do for your kids? You want to give the best to your kid. Right? School, teacher, things, you want to give best to your kid. So chanting is so important. Why don't you want to give best to chanting also? Right? So that is what the third thing we need to do. We need to try sincerely. Okay? Everybody agrees? First and second is that the second is basically you know, but you are thinking, I will do it, I will do it. It will come to me, it will come to me, it will come to me. The first one, you are not thinking about it. I know, you are just passing by. Yeah, everybody is talking, I heard, but I am just going by. Here what you are doing, second, is you know it is important, you want to do it, but you are not moving. In the first case, you don't want to do also. Yes, it is important and you are just going. It's like you see red light, but still you are going ahead. Yeah, I saw red light, but I didn't stop. Right? And then we try sincerely. Right? So for sincerely, so what we need to do for trying sincerely? Right? This is what we covered already. I don't know how to do. Right? How we have to do. So I just gave an example of travel plan. if you do travel plan, right? If I wanted to, last year I went to Disney, right? So what we do, we try to first know the destination, right? If you want to travel somewhere, you wanted to see places, so you want to know the destination, right? You will do that or no? So what we do, you go to, we Google it, we try to see what are the things there. In Disney, they have 1,000 pages book, actually you can buy, and you can do that, right? People have earned a lot of money in getting that, yeah. But you basically study, you try to get more, you try to learn more, right? So that is what we should do, meaning and importance of Hare Krishna mantra, right? That is what in workshop we have covered. That is what it was, Shafi Mataji, that was what he was telling, the meaning. So with emotion, once you know place, then you already start feeling about that place, right? Oh, I have to do this, I have to do that, oh, definitely I will do this part of the trip, right? So that is what, for Hare Krishna mantra, we have to know the meaning and importance. And Prabhupada has nice clips, you can find out those clips. I wanted to include that in the presentation, just to hear Prabhupada what he is saying, what is the meaning of, very clear, very distinct, very touching to heart meaning Prabhupada has given. Now I can show, I think in that laptop it is, right? But then after you know the destination, what you do? You buy ticket, you travel arrangement, you go and try to book your hotel. So what we should do here? Oh, I copy pasted, I missed that. So there actually travel arrangements for Japa is what? Sorry, I copy pasted, I missed the point. Correct. You need your chanting bag. Important thing. That's a ticket. That is what Prabhupada. What else you need? Plan the time. Okay. So whatever which will help you to do that traveling, you do. Right? Usually you will have one place, one time, one posture, which will help, which is not important, but which will help you to chant. Yeah, if our posture is always sleeping or doing something, then it will not help for chanting. Right? Then while you are going, you have to take some precautions and special care. Right? Especially we go out of country, that time we take this. But even in here also you should take, especially, right? So what it is? Avoid 10 offenses. Everybody knows 10 offenses? Right? I have a slide, so we will go. Let's see that slide. These are the 10 offenses. Right? Let's read together these 10 offenses. Very important. We should understand, we should read. Right? 1. To blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord. 2. To consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal or to be independent of the name of the Lord Vishnu. 3. To disobey the orders of the spiritual master. 4. To blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures in pursuance to the Vedic version. 5. To consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination. 6. To give some interpretations to the holy name of the Lord. 7. To commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. 8. To consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities, karma kanda. 9. To instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. 10. To not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachments, even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success, Krishna Prema. Right? So, any doubt in this? Very clear. These are given. I don't remember the exact name. No, I don't think it is Rupa Goswami, but I can tell. Yeah, it is there. Prabhupada has given that. Even nectar of instruction also has. I will find. It may be. Right? Now, one of the important thing, right? So all Vaishnava must guard. So guard means what? Guard means what? You have to cover, right? If you have a tree, I don't know whether somebody tried, we doing some planting. So one of the important thing in planting is to guard the things. So we have to do that. It will not happen automatically. If we think it will happen automatically, then we are in that middle category. Right? So we need to try to do this. Any questions here? Yes.
But you also say that we should not in the initial stage when you're still learning, but once you learn, read, and you should also try to spread the
Now you can do even in initial stage. Mahaprabhu said that every person, especially he said about Indians, every person has to tell always Hari's name.
But from the initial stage, when we try to do it, maybe also like if your faith itself is not very strong, then there's always a risk that
Right, but if we are doing as, I want to do him devotee, then it is right. Then what you are saying is right. But if you are that, yes, somebody, that person has to connect to, then what you will do, if you don't know, then you will take to somebody. Right? So that is what we should. We don't have to go in that mood that, I want to tell, but how can I tell because I don't know. Right? So
but through that, initially the person will be faithless when you approach them.
do you know he is faithless? Do you know he is faithless? But do you know he is faithless?
That is a very good point, bro. We don't know.
Yeah. So what we need to do, we need to trust that no, he is not faithless, because we wanted to give love, right? We wanted to give this. Why we are giving this? Because we know that this will be beneficial to that person, right? We don't know whether, we only know he is a patient, right? Whether he is not ready to take medicine or no, we don't know, right? So we will help him.
So what is then? How do we know that person is faithless?
We try. We just try. Continuously try. And we will know if he is faithless. We'll try until we know faithless.
Because only once we know for sure that the person is not.
Correct. Yeah. There also it depends on the personality. Because say for example you are going to telling somebody and he rejected outright, he insulted also. Then you may think it is he is faithless. But there may be some other devotee who will still try. Right? Because that is a capacity, that is the devotee has a capacity. I remember the incidents in tobacco, long back when we used to go to tobacco. That time, tobacco also had this court case going with the county, with township, like what we had. Because the neighbors all were not giving the permission. Basically, tobacco wanted permission, status of temple. They didn't have status of temple that time. So one of the court meeting I went. Jaydev Maharaj also came. And in that panel, one person was very, very arrogant, very, very bad actually. He was outrightly, talking few things which are totally opposite. We can see because they have to be politically correct. So he is politically correct. But the way he was representing everything, we can easily make it out that what is the agenda he had. But I saw after the meeting, Jaydev Maharaj went to him and he started conversation with him. We will not do that. I will not do that. Because I am seeing, I know he is faithless. Right? But from my perspective, I am saying he is faithless. But somebody else, higher personality, can get everything.
So that is where I'm saying that.
Talked with him. He was trying to, make a relationship with him. Yeah? Jayadvaita Maharaj. Jayadvaita Maharaj. Afterwards we don't, but he will sow the seed, right? Because he is so pure, right? He will sow the seed. Whether, but afterwards, not immediately, but afterwards, tobacco got the status of temple. That's the reason they could put a board. Before they couldn't have put board also, because it's not temple, it's somebody's house like that. Sorry, bro, you were saying.
So that is where the you're saying we should try. First point, like again, to our capacity, like we may think that person is faithless too soon, and another devotee may still have to try.
Right.
And on the other hand, we're also saying that we should not even flood them the glory of holy name.
Right. So, but we don't know, right? Until we know, we will try. Until we can try, we should try.
We know once we are convinced that this person is faithless, then
This could be that person has faith in the Lord, but may not be acting with philosophy or clear time.
Right. So we will continue, right? That is what I am saying. We will continue. We will continue.
if the person is not faithless, so continue.
So then we are trying to pull him from, we are trying to make him understand this is more than
No, but we know, right? We have the personal relation. We have that rapport. Then we know exactly how you can tell that person. That is what we should use.
this statement, I think, is more in terms of insulting or
Yeah.
not
There where we know 100% that this person is faithful. It's like,
yes or not, but not at all interested in this thing. Why we are spending time.
Correct.
So there also why is an offense? Like we are again, like even the person is not interested. Sometimes you never know. Like when you say like when you keep saying
no, very good question. Very good. I'll answer that. I'll answer. Yeah, that is one way, but yeah, you wanted to, sorry, we stopped you many times. But there, Balram was there, Nityananda Prabhu was there. Yeah, but for Nityananda,
perfect example cannot be good.
right. So because from his eyes, there wasn't anybody who doesn't have faith from his eyes. Right? That is what one aspect I said, practical aspect I mentioned.
I say it's a kind of potency we have in our own.
Yeah, but we shouldn't concentrate on that. We should concentrate on. Yeah, that is what I will. Yeah. Go. No. Actually, yeah, very good question you asked. Actually, the reason is what will happen to them. They will commit more offenses. Right? As a devotee, you wanted to make sure that they don't commit more offenses. Once you know what will happen, they will commit more. So that will basically more detrimental to them. So that's the reason you will not do that. Right? Yeah, he's not aware. Faithless person is different than that, right? Yeah, it actually yes. Because what happens, this is like a serpent, right? Snake. So snake touching milk also, it will become poison. Basically. Correct. Okay, so there are few more slides. Let's try to quickly do. Sorry, we did a lot of time we spent on faithless. So let's try to be faithful now. Everybody clear? No, if there we can spend more time. It's important to know faithless also. Right? Okay. So we are doing chanting and we are still thinking I need to have this, I need to have that. Right? So you are still thinking about your senses. Throughout, yes, throughout, not only during chanting. This is not only during chanting. Right? Yeah, whole thing. That will help because we are guarding. So what will happen? Our consciousness will raise. If our consciousness is raising, then it will help in our chanting. Right? If you remember in the workshop, that is also what you do in remaining 22 hours is important. You cannot just do that 2 hours, consider everything 2 hours and then do all bad things on the 22 hours. Then it will not help. Okay. So I will go just up. So then after precaution, we have what we try to do. If we know somebody there, and we will try to find if there is a help, if you need specific help or any friends are there, because you will get some help there to go through that destination. And the last thing is we are preparing ourselves to go for the trip. Because if we are just thinking very bad, oh I am so tired, I am so worried, and if you are going in that mood to the trip, no use of going that trip, no use of doing chanting. Right? Did we got? Okay. Yeah, I will take, there is a slide. So this is our help while chanting. This is our friend while chanting. This will give us a strength, right? This will give us a protection. We know this, right? Every time for chanting we are saying Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sadi Gaurava. So there is a potency given here by Mahaprabhu, Vaishnavas, right? So this is the mantra. And then prepare yourself is, unfortunately I have to rush through this. So there are multiple slides I have here, 3 to 4 slides. Maybe I will send this, you can read also. This is few points I took from the Japa workshop also, because how we have to put in a right perspective. So one of this is basically what I mentioned is our life whole self, we have to raise our consciousness. We are preparing ourselves so that I can do chanting better. That doesn't mean that I have to just concentrate on the chanting. That we have to do, but we have to align our life so that it will help in chanting, right? So what we should do, right? Everything what we do affects our heart. So if you are doing something which is impacting somebody, right, that will impact you also in your heart. So if your heart is impacted while chanting, the first thing comes in our mind is that only. Right? Do you agree? So we need to improve our life in such a way that we should be ideal person in dealing. We should be gentlemen, what Prabhupada mentions. Right? Gentleman, gentlewoman. Right? If we have any bad relationships, right, we should see that as Krishna's arrangement to learn. Right? With that attitude, with that prayerful mood, you can go and fix that bad relationship. We might have hurt somebody. We may not be on, many times or all the times we think we are not on fault. So still, patching that gap will help us in our chanting. Right? Then goal setting. Right? This is, I took it from the workshop. Right? We can see it, what exactly we wanted to do. Right? I'll just take third bullet, to have deeper and more profound experiences with the holy name on a consistent basis. So we have to have that goal. We have to remind this ourselves again and again. That is what aligning our life with better chanting. Right? The last but one, to organize your life and priorities in a way that supports good japa. Very, very important. Very, very important. This. Right? We need to open our chart of 24 hours and see exactly where I am spending time. We should plan, right? So if we are spending time, can I improve there? Right? Practically I can give some suggestions, right? My experience is wherever you can use tools, use the tools. Save your time, use the tools. Use the tools, save the time. That time you can use for Krishna service. You can use for reading, you can use for chanting. Make it simple. Right? I'll give one example. I have told to devotees also. Billing, right? Our bills, so many bills come. Right? I was thinking, right, and I spend a lot of time. First thing is a lot of stress is there because if I miss something, some bills, because sometimes we don't check mail because weekend after weekend we have programs, so we don't have time to do that, right? But even the spending time, you will have difficulties, right? So say if in the weekly I am spending 1 hour to do this, right? But if you do online, you use the tools, you use everything online, and you spend just 10 minutes to see that in a glance and complete it, then you are saving another 50 minutes for Krishna's service. So we have to align, we have to organize our life in such a way. Right? I personally did that, it helped me. Right? There are so many amazing things. Most of us might know, right? Mint.com, you might have seen that. Right? So tools, we have to judge which tool we can use, which will help us. We have to see plus and minuses, and then we can use those tools, which will help us to organize. Right? But we should know, first we should know where I am. So we have to see first, okay, where I am spending time. Oh, I am reading too much on internet. I am spending too much time on Facebook. Then what should I do? Okay, so you have to just see, okay, half an hour. Can I stop it? Yes, I can stop it. But after 2 days, I have that urge to do it. So what I should do? Okay, can I minimize it? Okay, let's do half. Can I do in 15 minutes what I used to do in 30 minutes? Then you should see in which quadrant that particular thing go. Okay, whatever is in the fourth quadrant, which is not important, not urgent, can I skip those replies? Okay, so I will save my, 10% of my time. Like that we should think it. And this is the time, if we want to be the middle band, which is as is going on, then we don't have to do any changes. We should just continue. Someday, some light will come, we will stand under the light and we will be enlightened. If not, we have to go to the third, where we have to change our life. There is no way, nobody else will come to change our life. We have to change our life. We have to align our life. Yes. No, that is not Rama, right? It is actually Rama, Ram-a. There is a difference, right? Ram-a. So that is what we should see. What happens? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. So that ma you are not completing. That ma you are not. So he is saying that you are not doing syllabus, complete syllabus. You listen Prabhupada also. He doesn't say Rama. Yeah, Prabhupada doesn't say Rama. Yeah, Rama. So if you listen carefully, you will see that coming at there. So we may have to try to do that but eventually we will get it there, where you will say that syllable also. What happens many times we are in a hurry? Ram, 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 Rama. So we have to try to do that but eventually that will come. No, it is not Rama. You have to do that. Otherwise that Ram, if you remember, Devanagari or Sanskrit, that line, yeah, that line, half that the mo. So that we don't say Ram Ram Hare Hare. So that the you don't say, then you that half. Right? You got it? Yeah. Okay. Okay, so we'll go to the next, which is last. Kirtan they can do, not japa. Not japa. Kirtan they can do. Okay, so then another thing I have mentioned about Sangha, preparing ourselves, is basically you should have a strong Sangha around you. The Sangha is what? Japa buddies. And you can have somebody, some Mataji or some, where you discuss with each other and you actually raise your goals. Especially husband, wife also, they can ask, they should ask every day, okay, done, not done, when exactly you did, how was the quality? You should ask each other, which will help. Each other, even if it is funny, initially, still you ask, then you will see that funniness will go. Right? Then we started this Japa conference calls. We are meeting at least this week. We did successfully. So thank you everybody for that, whoever joining. We have small groups. What Mahatma Prabhu, Devkinandan Prabhu did after the course, he said after the workshop, let's take action, and which was very good. Then they made a group of six devotees, and they are actually pushing each other, motivating each other to wake up, fix the time, chant. Okay, so you can do it. If you don't have any group, let me know. I can include you in a group. They will make sure you will wake up in the morning. It is important because, see, try to understand. This is very important. We understood this whole BV class was that, right? So you have to do it. So it's better we do it now rather than we do it afterward. If something is leaking, it's better you fix it now rather than after. Because what will happen? You will go away more, right? It will be a bigger problem afterward. Okay. So maybe you can ask Mataji we can include her. Yeah, so you can include Mataji also. You can call Mataji in the morning. Right? 5:30 in the 5:30 to 6:30. In the weekend, some devotee wanted a little late, so it is 7 to 8 in the weekend. But you can do 5:30. Yeah. So then there are some motivational emails, Facebook groups. So we can subscribe to those where Japa related nice verses, nice updates they give. Right? Then there are a lot of books related to Japa, lectures I was mentioning. So you can go to ISKCON Desire Tree. You can try to find the lectures, listen those lectures. We have to raise our Japa quality for sure. We have to do that. Right? And this is just general, the right attitude what we have, because that is what I was telling, that when you go to travel, if you don't have a correct attitude, then the whole travel will be waste. You will be just fighting with each other, husband, wife, if you are going. So that right attitude you should have. This is from Japa principles only, I told. Okay. Any comments? Yes. Did he mention that? I didn't hear. That is the because that is Mahamantra. It's very important. Yeah. 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 If you know it is, then it is important, right? You know the right way, you know the shortcut, so why not use it? It is actually one of the touching story to me always, that there are few stories I like very much. One of the stories that I think this happened in Udupi Krishna. I think Who is Udupi Krishna's devotee? I forgot. No, the actual who got the deity. No. How can I forget? Anyway, so that what happened to him, because what is Udupi Krishna's name? What they call? We don't have Ramnam Prabhu and Mataji. They would have just told just like that. They are from Udupi. So one devotee asks him, right? Question. One person comes and challenges him. You say that at the time of death, you should remember Krishna. And but if I did devotional service very sincerely whole life, and at the time of death I forgot to remember Krishna, so what? That was his question. That if somehow I don't remember, say because I was intense, I was in sudden pain, lot of pain, or suddenly I died. I think his question was that suddenly I died, I didn't have a chance to think about Krishna. To the saint, I don't remember the name. That is what I am saying. So what? Then what he did? He went to Udupi Krishna, the saint, and then he asked Udupi Krishna the same question. And Krishna said that if you don't remember, I will remember. He said that. Udupi Krishna. So it is like that Krishna sees our effort rather than that pronunciation. But if we know which is right, then always we should try to do that. Yeah, if somebody has that problem, pronunciation problem, because they don't have that r, right, in their yeah, so it will be difficult for them. Okay. Sorry, it took more time. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sorry, I also came little late today. And few things. I'm also struggling in time management. So few things. Also today we went to hospital. We had a tour today. So I had to go hospital. So till about 7 o'clock we were there. We had a tour of the hospital. Okay. Next week. We are expecting next week. So please bless everyone. St. Peter's. That is the plan. Yeah, so next Friday there will be Bhakti Vriksha. Few of you will be coming here and talking. So I will tell them what to talk and who will be. Who will volunteer? Let me ask. I may come, but I may not be able to discuss. Let me put it this way. I desire to come, right? But I will come and sit with you. But I want one or two of you come and you need to talk about it. I'll tell what exactly I have a subject in mind. I have a topic in mind. I will help also. What topic? Yeah, that session can be interactive. But we want somebody to come forward. One or two of you devotees come forward. You can discuss, and then that can be interactive instead of just keeping it open. Very good. Okay, so I'll keep that in mind. And another important thing, tomorrow is Radhashtami. Right? Everybody is aware? Very, very important in all of our life. Tomorrow. Sunday we are celebrating. So tomorrow it is. So wherever you are, if you can go to Radharani's temple. If you cannot, then at home you can pray to her. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati said that we don't know who is Krishna. It's flatly, straightforward he said, we don't know who is Krishna. Only reason we are looking to Krishna because Radharani looks to Krishna. They went out and they were screaming outside. Or it is from downstairs in the outside window. Do they have? Or maybe downstairs. Okay, no worries. Sorry. Yeah, I think recently Krishna Kosaraj Prabhu also forwarded an email what Prabhupada has presented Radharani. So please read that as well. I also plan to do that and pray her, so that she will give us service. She will include us in her service to Krishna, because only through her we can serve Krishna. So our position, Gaudiya Vaishnava's position is they are servant of Radharani. So she is the topmost devotee of Lord. She is so good or so best. She is best that Krishna himself wanted to know what rasa she gets. So he came as a Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yeah. Okay. So Radhashtami ki jai for tomorrow. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Correct. You can switch off. Okay, yeah. So, but we already announced. Tell him, but I can announce again.
He's in Pennsylvania now, so he's
Yeah.
we invite everyone.
Okay, let's repeat. Ajay Govind Prabhu wants to invite everybody for Philly Rath Yatra. That also is special Rath Yatra tomorrow because it's a Radhashtami day, so they are doing big way. If I remember correctly, they are doing 3 carts, all the 3 carts. Usually they do 1 cart. So there will be 3 carts, Philly Rath Yatra, and amazing. It's good, very, very different. All Rath Yatras are different and special. 12 o'clock it starts. Yeah, all. So the special, the route, right, with it goes and where it ends, that's amazing actually. And they have their own band, and then there will be, all, I think, what do you call that, horse buggy. So it's different. Yeah, not for pulling the cart. Pull we will go, but before that, and then they have band also. The royal band kind of thing. Royal band in the beginning. Yeah, regular, what we will do. A lot of prasadam, amazing prasadam they do. Right. So you manage, you will be able to come. You manage the expectation. That is what you have to do. Right? Then you can do what you want to do. So go morning, spend 1 hour with him, make him happy, come. It's important. I am not saying it's not important, but the time you can manage. I just suggest it. Okay? Okay. Hare Krishna. Hare Bol. Anything else? Ajay Govind Prabhu? Yes? Thank you. I forgot it while coming. Yeah, he wanted to see there. He wants you to take care of it. Open रखिए. और वो बल्ब स्टॉप हुआ था क्या? Maybe future. So after doing off, it takes some time.